Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special episode of the Imperial Holonet, and maybe even a de facto episode of Shooting the Skype, since it's just me and Cole again. Um, this is a special episode today. Because, folks, the new Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer came out. That's
Woo!
right, folks. We got us a trailer. We got us monsters. We got us Vanitas. We got us Marluxia. We got us a song. We got us
A new world.
a whole new world. We got NPCs in that world. I saw a picture of it. There's people called freaking people walking around like it's the city.
Yep.
Imagine that. I saw Kingdom Hearts World War Baron and Plague hit. Um, oh man, I have not been hyped for Kingdom Hearts like this in a long time. This is
Yeah,
great.
same here. Um, we should probably start off by saying Joel and I have talked about Kingdom Hearts 3 to some degree in the past, especially in regards to the other games. What Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to do for these games, what these games are going to do for Kingdom Hearts 3,
And
what
beyond.
beyond what are we to expect? Because honestly, up until now, we haven't gotten a lot. Until D23 last year, we knew something was coming, and we finally heard 2018 was going to be the release year. And now they're really pushing for that, Joel. They are really pushing for 2018 to be the release year.
My guess is like December 2018.
Probably
The only
November,
chance of
December.
so the only chance of then like pushing it back is like January maybe. So it could
Yeah,
technically be 2019, but as far as I'm concerned, it seems like it's coming now.
yeah. Um, for any of you want, and before any of you start asking, going anywhere and asking when the release date is going to be, don't worry. If my guess is to be correct, Joel, I would imagine E3 is going to be when we're going to get a release window.
Probably, hopefully. Though this
Because
could
I don't know where else they could announce it and it take off like it would at E3. And that seems to be the most logical conclusion.
what if there's another Disney thing I'm not aware of. Um,
When is the E23 regular?
I don't know.
If there is even one this year.
I don't know. I don't know much about the D23 stuff. I'm more Comic Con, and even then, Disney kind of just putting everything in house.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh man, Cole. So I guess my overall thoughts of these two trailers is, I'll just say this: story could suck. I wouldn't care anymore. I don't think. I think it's gone past the point where I don't care. There's just so much. I hate using the phrase heart and feels like this because I don't like using those kinds of terms because I don't know how you measure heart. That's like the most subjective thing ever. Uh, um, it just annoys me. It just kind of it's one of those things I
Yeah.
don't like it. But for me right now, it's like yeah, I can feel the heart. I can feel the pure innocence of this game.
Especially in regards to what Nomura has put out in the past.
I don't want to say
This
it's
feels
come
this
back to
feels
form, but
I wouldn't say this is a more return to roots before it's a come back to form. I can see the roots there and they're forming something really unique. Someone said it best, Joel. I don't quote me on who said this, but they said I think Nomura might have even been the one who said this, where this is almost a culmination of all the Kingdom Hearts games up until now.
well, it
So
should
re-
be.
so regardless of what we think the story could be, what it's going to be, the story has a lot cut out for it. We all know that. Joel and I can't sit here and tell you the story is going to be the simplest, most complex thing ever, because that's the thing it has going against it right now. As much as we might like certain things about it, it's got some issues that we can't ignore. But I have to agree with you there, with what you've been saying, Joel. At this point, I think this game is going to be an experience no matter what way you slice it.
Well, let's get into the song then, because I was watching a video and he was doing a big analysis on the song, and we might talk about this later in an actual episode shooting the Skype. Um, he was going on like I have the let me pull up the lyrics here for a second. Where are the lyrics to this dang song? Um,
To be fair, we have not gotten the official lyrics, and this is only the part of the song. We haven't
here we
heard the
go.
full song.
The first verse is, "How do I live in a kingdom of thieves?" And let's see, blah blah blah. basically, we're like, let's see. So you how do I live in a kingdom of thieves and people who say things they don't really mean, really mean. You only ever live I ever dreamed, ever dreamed of. You must be kidding me. Do you really think I could say no? I want you for a lifetime. So if you're gonna think twice, baby, I don't want to know, baby. I don't even want to know. Everything is just right. But if you're gonna think twice, baby, I don't want to know, baby. I don't want to know. So a lot of this song to me, and just the title, "Don't Think Twice," he was going on about it's a tactical decision by the trailer and probably the higher ups or somebody that they're telling us in a certain sense, not in a condescending way, but more in just a calming way. Don't think about it. All the story convolutions, all the deep lore that we've had to go through for the last 13 years or so,
15 actually.
15 such years. Don't think about it. Just, just stop. Just don't think twice.
I should also like to mention the Japanese version of this song is called Oath.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a very curious choice to pair that with Don't Think Twice and Oath. Almost as if it's Nomura saying, Don't don't overthink this. Just trust that I will give you something to experience. Because that's ultimately what a game should be, Joel, is an experience.
Indeed. And saying this is he was going on the guy he was going on about this game is saying it's going to be everything you ever wanted, even though that's kind of nothing's ever 100%, but it's
Yeah.
like it's going to be the experience you've always wanted and we have been promising you for the last 15 so years.
And we finally have the technology and the lore to be able to give it to you.
Even if the lore is
We're
convoluted as heck.
But we have the time where Nomura can really push his boundaries a bit now. He can really go into so much vivid detail because so I was watching these trailers and just awestruck by the beautiful imagery I was seeing, the colors, the
Like when I'm
people.
writing my Kingdom Hearts fanfic in a lot of ways, this is what I'm seeing in the Kingdom Hearts universe. I'm not
Yeah,
seeing like I'm forgiving of one because one is it's 2001,
yeah.
it's an old game, and they put some NPCs, and the level design is fine enough where I can buy the fact we don't see a lot of people.
Two
Um,
is two is fine in that regard too because you do see some people walking around, and it
not a
does have
lot.
some.
It I have problems with
But
two.
it does have some color to it. Birth by Sleep is where you start getting into the territory of okay, these start feeling a bit too hollow.
I feel like
Like
movie sets.
yes, Birth by Sleep has that problem to a T where a lot of it feels very much like it's a movie set. Like Joel says, it feels very hollow in a lot of ways.
Dream
And
Drop
then
Distance too, I think.
Dream Drop Distance, 358 over 2 days, Recoded, all those games.
Oh yeah, these feel like worlds that are lived in and alive. And when I'm writing my, I always hate news, but me, when I write my Kingdom Hearts fan fiction, or when people are writing their fan fiction, I'm sure this is what they're seeing. They're seeing worlds that are alive and bristling with life, not just heartless running around and your party members, but people and the creatures that live there.
Yeah. This is very interesting because it feels like this is the most passionate Nomura has come across in a long time.
I don't know about other stuff apart from Kingdom Hearts, so I'll just go with you on that. I can't. I'm not good with judging passion too much. To be quite,
But just based on this is pretty impressive stuff. I mean, Joel, you and I can sit here and critique the man for all he has done in the past 15 years of his career, but you can't ignore the strides he's made here. A lot of stuff that just wouldn't have been possible back in 2001.
oh,
A lot of
definitely.
stuff that we couldn't even think about being in a Kingdom Hearts game up until now.
I'm gonna make this weird comparison, and this is not an insult by any means. If Kingdom Hearts One was Nomura's A New Hope, this is his Revenge of the Sith. And now I know that's kind of a panicky thing, but you gotta understand that Revenge of the Sith was the one George wanted to make. This was the one where like, yes, this is gonna be it. This is the one. This is the one I've had in my head for so long, and I've just been trying to get here.
Yeah.
Um, which is why Revenge of the Sith is the best prequel.
Yeah.
'Cause this is the one George had the most passion for, probably. And this could be. I mean, I'm not. It's not Revenge. Kingdom Hearts 3 is not Revenge of the Sith in the sense it's gonna be like this dark one where it's like it's a miserable ending. Um, but this is the one I feel the more probably has wanted to get to for a long time.
This feels like something he has truly wanted to give us for many years. And I should also like to point out, Joel, that Nomura has also been quoted. I don't exactly know what this means. I told this to you on Facebook not too long ago. Apparently, Nomura said something along the lines of the last stage, the final world of Kingdom Hearts, is going to be something that he's is going to hold things that he's wanted to do ever since he's been on Final Fantasy. Which, if you don't know how long that is, that was back in the 1990s, early 1990s.
Oy.
And he even and has gone so far as and people have gone so far as to say, in this world, you will be able to do anything and everything, whatever that means. But this, I love. I can't even imagine what that would look like, considering all the stuff we've seen up until now.
Yeah. I mean, yeesh. So Cole, we've talked a lot about Kingdom Hearts and stuff like that. And so forth. And you said to me a while back, I don't remember how we were got like what could kill Kingdom Hearts and stuff. I don't remember how we got into the conversation.
Yeah.
Um, After seeing this, I think Kingdom Hearts could be could be for now before the people start realizing we get all nitpicky about the story. Could be in a lot healthier position right now than
Yeah.
it has been in a while. I don't know. Maybe I'm over. Maybe my hype will die down and I'll see some of the cracks. But I don't know. That's my take. That's my raw initial reaction right now.
We know there's going to be at least 6 worlds. We know that much. And the more has gone so far
A
as to say
little
it
gravelly,
probably.
Cole.
Are you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here. Just a little gravelly.
Sorry, but he said it's not going to be a game with probably only 9 worlds. There will probably be more.
Right. One of them.
So,
right.
and if what we're seeing with the Tangled world, the Monsters Inc. world, the Olympus world, if all we're seeing about this game is as fleshed out as the worlds seem to be, then I think we're in really good standing right here.
I mean, I'll take quality over quantity. One of my
Yeah.
biggest problem with Kingdom Hearts 2 is the too many worlds.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, one had the perfect amount, I think. But I think. What do you think, Cole? You think Kingdom Hearts maybe now might be in a healthier place than it has been in a while because of this
It's
trailer?
it's certainly generating a lot of positivity, more than I've seen most people give it in a long time.
And to be fair, that could be all gone when the weird storytelling comes. But I don't know. People still love 2 to death, so.
And to be fair, Joel,
Hmm.
even with the story stuff we got in these trailers, it seems pretty lighthearted considering what we've gotten in the past.
That's true. I guess Kingdom Hearts has taken a bit of a dark turn.
Yeah.
Which is strange because I actually have complained a lot of the times. I feel like it hasn't. Maybe no. I think I got it. I think Birth by Sleep, and it's more taking an anime path. I feel it feels very cliche anime.
At least it can at times. There are times where it starts dipping into the, and I'll agree with you whole 100%, Joel. There are times where it gets to the typical shonen genre and it starts borrowing from it a bit too much, almost to the case of where this is just exactly what anybody who's read anime or manga has seen before. You're not doing anything new with the genre. This is an elevation of that kind of thing, but with an innocence that I have not seen in a long time. That's what I'll say about this. It's innocent. It is incredibly innocent.
I think maybe a lot of that has to do with the fact we're going to Pixar worlds now.
Yeah.
We're finally breaking that barrier. It's like we can, maybe the other games are focused too much on the Keyblade War and look at the evil plans of Xehanort and what he's up to. This trailer and the trailer beforehand. It's more like, look, it's Toy Story, and look, it's Mike Wazowski. Mike Wazowski. And Sully. Yay. Monsters, Inc. Buzz Lightyear. To the rescue. Yay. All that fun stuff.
Yeah.
And Tangled, even though we haven't seen any of the characters from Tangled talk yet. So.
Actually, we've seen them move, and they're in the party, Joel. Rapunzel and the guy are in the party helping you in battle.
I forget the guy's name.
Yeah, I've never seen Tangled, so
I'll look it up. And we see Ariel as a summons. Flynn.
Yeah.
Flynn Rider. But and we see Ariel as summoned. It's like, no, it's not about just. It's like, it's a superficial thing, but it's also, I think, what makes Kingdom Hearts work at the end of the day. It's like, hey, look, it's all the things you like. Look at that, yay!
Well, it's also not only that; it's real attention to detail. There's a lot more. And like I said about the visuals, there's a lot of real attention to everything around us. These levels feel cleverly designed. They feel...
Ariel summons is like the water spirit kind of a thing going on. Like, it has a very Little Mermaid-ish look. Like, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. As I was thinking of that when I saw it. I was like, under the sea, da-da, I'm thinking of Part of Your World. That was it.
It's looking very promising. It seems like this is almost these trailers are almost for the naysayers to say, we may have issues, but we're going to give you an experience that you're going to remember.
You'll come back to this game even if the story sucks.
Exactly.
Which it probably still will.
To be fair, Joel, the story could... We don't know what they're doing with the story. From what I'm hearing, this game has a humongous team behind it.
Which might be good thing. Nor needs
yes.
I mean, didn't all the Kingdom Hearts games to a certain extent have multiple writers or writing team with behind them?
Yes, but not this many people, not this much game development, not this much people on it at once. This is probably the largest team it's had in any of its development. And I could be wrong about that, but from what I'm reading, it seems like it has a pretty legit
I don't know who's in
team.
the team, like especially in the writers' room myself. That's just me. You know how I love my writing. But
I would imagine it's the people that have been there with maybe a few other people that have come on to it because the one thing I do know, Joel, if you were a couple of years ago, one of the E3s when the Big Hero 6 World was announced, apparently the writers of that movie had been asked to help out write that world.
Oh, that's true. Then that's great. Like I would have loved it if like every world could have been somewhat co-written by the original writers of the movie. Also, they have done a good job, I've always felt, getting the characters right. I've never felt like they've written a character at a character.
Yeah.
I don't think. Maybe sometimes Belle's and the princesses are a little watered down than I would like.
Well, to be fair, Joel, that's a lot of the reason with the princesses because we haven't gotten a chance to really live and breathe with them. A lot of our exposure to them is birth by sleep. A lot of that doesn't give them much to really do, a lot to really say. And then after that, our only interaction with them as a collective is with one.
Yeah, it's true. What was I thinking? Oh, no, I just realized, Cole, we've been talking about the song, but we never talked about who wrote the song. Would you like to take in for our audience?
Well, I can finally say, when I heard who this song was by, I kid you not, Joe, I almost broke down into tears.
Oh, man.
I almost broke down into tears over this. Yutada Hikaru, the original singer of Simple and Clean and Sanctuary, the longtime Kingdom Hearts theme song provider, is back and doing the theme song for this game, which immediately already pulled all the heartstrings for me in all the right ways. Which, for any of you who don't know who thought, oh, she was always going to come back. No, that wasn't always the case. Because for the longest time, because years ago, she did an interview with someone where she said she probably wouldn't come back because apparently Square Enix didn't pay her to do these songs.
Well, that's sexist, kind of, maybe. Um,
So so what? So they got her back somehow. Maybe they paid her. I don't know.
I hope they did. They better. It's kind of sexist if you don't pay them. Uh, I hope so.
And to be fair, her reputation for these games has probably grown over the years. These songs have stayed in the public conscious, at least in the fans of the and the minds of the Kingdom Hearts fans for the longest time.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure now she's like every gamer who's into this kind of stuff knows her name. Uh,
Yeah. So it's good to see her back. I also love the song too. At first, I had a at first I had to give it a couple of lessons, but it's really
it's a very
really
slow build up. I think.
yes.
I
But
think that's
once
kind of
she's
the point.
yes,
'Cause
there are times
oh, keep going. Keep going. Sorry.
there are times when it's building up, but then she starts getting very emotional in the second half of the song, and that's where it really starts grabbing me.
Again, the same guy I was listening to, he was talking about it, and it's like I think that the point of the songs are like that these trailers are meant to ease you back into Kingdom Hearts because we haven't had this game wasn't gonna come. We didn't know about this game. It feels
Yeah,
like we Kingdom Hearts fans, the last thing they probably were into was 2 because like I don't know if the side games get as much. Well, not side games.
well, no, well, to your point too, Joel. The biggest issue Kingdom Hearts had going against it, even without the writing, was these all the games came out on different systems. We haven't until recently had a way of playing these games all on one system and experiencing the story. So a lot of people probably hadn't been able to play all the games leading up to that. So for a lot of people, their last interaction with it probably was 2.
Right. I shouldn't say side games. They're not side games. They're part of the main story. They're part of the lore. So I know one guy who doesn't not like that's his trigger. That's like he doesn't like it when people say side games. Um, but yeah, that's definitely the case.
There's definitely something to be said there because, like you said, like we both said, they're just until the last few years we have not had them all in one system.
Right. Oh, where do you want to go from here, Cole? I'm kind of all over the place.
Yeah, we should probably pick a place and stick with it.
Let's talk just about the trailer. Let's start with the music one. Let's go do a little play by play here.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're going to talk about first the Don't Think About It.
Don't think twice.
Don't Think Twice trailer.
The one new thing that we get from this trailer, the one thing that isn't in any of the other trailers.
We get some Monster Inc. stuff in here.
Yes, we get some Monster Inc. stuff, but the thing we finally get that was teased in art, but now we finally see it, and that's Riku and Mickey's new look.
Somebody said, I think I sent you the video where he said that Riku looks like, I don't know, Monsters Inc. is on TV, folks. Funny. That's the sign, maybe. That Riku looks like a character from another Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, he looks kind of like Noctis from Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, I do like the look though.
I do too.
Of course, he's with Mickey, his bro, the ultimate bromance.
Yep. Mickey looking good too.
I still can't get over that. Sometimes it's like Riku's like the most ultimate Final Fantasy anime looking guy, and he's best friends with Mickey Mouse. It's like, come on, that you can't help but get charmed by that.
Yes, and so the other interesting thing about this is he puts the Way to the Dawn, his Keyblade, in the ground for his other me. And Joel, the only thing Joel and I can think who that would be is Riku replica
or Data Riku.
Data Riku, a nobody Riku that we haven't known about until now, I guess.
I mean, the guy I sent you the video said, "This is Kingdom Hearts. For all we know, it could be Donald."
Yeah, or in a way he could be talking about Sora, Joel.
Great, Sora is his other him now. Oh boy, maybe Vanitas. I have a friend who's like loves making that Vanitas Riku connection just because they have a similar looking Keyblade and they fight in a similar style.
Yeah,
but
we should also talk about the fact that your favorite character has returned.
Yeah, Vanitas is back, and he's gonna be in the Monsters Inc. world, and he's gonna take on Mike Wazowski. Yeah, you see him marching up there. He's going at it. Don't mess with Mikey.
And then we also learn, and we know that and if since we know the concept art has been confirmed or the leaked images, that means the Unversed have also returned.
Right. I want to go back to just the Riku thing for a second. I think it could be Riku replica. I don't know. I just always felt like because it's Kingdom Hearts, everyone's being brought back to life these days.
Yeah,
Maybe he's one of the 13 Darknesses.
maybe that would be interesting. I guess.
So yeah, there's that trailer. Let's go to the other one because that's where the most of the meat is.
Yeah,
The D23 Expo, and it starts with Marluxia
yeah.
of all people, and he's still working for the organization. But here's
And
something
I
interesting, Cole.
and I called it. I want if people go back to that video where I called that. I called that. So quote me. I called that.
But here's something interesting. He doesn't have the yellow eyes.
Yeah,
They're blue.
that's the other interesting thing. Maybe uh, I don't know how that works. Maybe he isn't with the 13 Darknesses, though. The way he talks, it makes it pretty apparent that he probably is.
But there's no yellow eyes. That's like
May-
the symbol. It's the I always thought the yellow eye was sort of that's the key.
Well, there may be other traits of Xehanort that may show up in another person. It may be the ears, maybe facial features, it may be something. Who knows?
Let's see. I love Sora getting all cheeky with this guy. Maybe that's another thing. I like just Sora's attitude right here.
Yeah, where he's like, you know this guy, and they're like, nah.
No. It's like organizations recycling old ideas.
Yeah,
And they call him a has-been. I love
Yeah.
Goofy's like attack look. Those like got
Yeah.
gorilla arms right there.
yeah. To be fair, it was pretty obvious Marluxia was going to come back with his somebody's inclusion and Union Cross. Nobody's apparently having scythes very much similar to his signature scythe. I mean, it wasn't that surprising. We knew he would probably come back at some point. It was just a matter of when and how.
Right. So then we get a shot of Toy Story. Woody, Buzz, the gang. I hope all the voices that are still alive come back because now that we've lost Don Rickles.
I imagine. Oh, that's right. Don Rickles isn't here. Oh, that sucks.
I didn't see Mr. Potato Head, so
Yeah, I imagine we'll get Tim Allen back. Tim Allen is a pretty cool guy. I imagine he'll do this.
pay the money. So not much to say there, but then we get the big one, Cole. We get the big one. Monsters Inc. Now, to be fair, we've already talked about this a little bit, but Monsters Inc. Hallelujah.
Yep.
Oh,
which
man.
also means going off of that, the other leaked information that was put out there not too long ago, along with all those leaked photos. Along with that, it's pretty obvious. One thing we're probably definitely going to get, Radiant Garden is probably definitely coming back, and then of course the obvious world that Joel and I have guessed about from day one being a part is Frozen. We know that's going to be in there.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't care. It's like, put Frozen in here. We're getting Monsters Inc. We're getting Toy Story. We're getting Tangled. I'm happy.
We should also, we haven't talked about this yet, Joel. We should also talk about just the look and the gameplay of the game.
Oh, it's all beautiful.
I still can't wrap my head around how exactly it all works. I imagine another thing, Joel. Also, I'm gonna quote me here, people. Mark this down on your date, so if I do make this right, y'all can quote me.
We got Sora swimming. He's freaking swimming.
Yes, finally get swimming back, but
no, not the Atlantica type swimming. Just you go into a river and you gotta.
Yeah, I imagine, Joel. I imagine two things at E3. We're gonna get a release date, and two, we'll get a playable demo. I imagine a playable demo is coming.
Oh, I hope so.
Because oddly enough, Joel, that's the one thing out of all of these showcases, no one has has been able to get their hands on this game and actually see how it feels and plays.
That could be a little worrying. Um, maybe.
To be fair, though, it looks like it's pretty consistent for the most part. They're just the other interesting thing about this is there seems to be very many different ways of playing this game. There seems to be a lot of different ways to go in there, to play through it, to fight, and all of that.
Also, Dream Eaters. We get Dream Eaters back. I love
Yes,
level design here.
yes. Level design is extraordinary, and that's what I've been saying, Joel. There's some real passion being put into this, passion that we haven't seen in this game in a while.
Probably not since 2. Even then, I'm
Yeah.
not sure. Well, I'm sure there was passion in 2.
Now I'd say there's passion in two, just something that gets a little misguided, and lets the final product be lacking in several areas.
Yeah. Oh, I wish the.
But it's, huh?
I remember watching some of the trailers for Kingdom Hearts 2. I didn't watch them today, but I was just thinking back to them. Compared to 2, I like the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers compared to 2.
Yeah. And even the ones, and I remember back to the Chain of Memories trailers, and just how the trailers have evolved. I think that's because I think in a large part, Nomura really has had to change the way he's played this game, Joel. And to be quite honest, I think he learned it pretty hard after Final Fantasy 15 and his treatment of that game. So, for any of you who don't know, Tetsuya Nomura was originally the director of 15. He was the main character designer. He was the director, and then he got taken off the project and replaced with Hajime Tabata. So,
Was that a good thing or a bad thing?
and in the end, it ended up being a really good thing.
Oh, good. Well,
But
that's more on Nomura's.
but let me finish. A lot of his treatment of that game was very standoffish. It was almost because a lot of that game changed and morphed at a lot of different times. So you would never expect to see the same thing in that game like a year later or 3 years later or 5 years later even when you saw this game again. He treated it with such a standoffish attitude that that I can tell you this, Joel. If he continued to be the director, he probably could have almost killed that game.
Ooh. Okay. Well,
And here, it's almost as if he's learned his lesson in a lot of ways. The way he's structured these trailers, the way he's giving us information, he's realizing how to play with the audience, but also pull them in. He's like, "Come over here a little bit. I got some stuff to show you.
Well,
Stuff I think
creepy.
you're gonna like."
Nomura in the ice cream truck. Oh, goody. Sorry. Oh man. Bad humor.
But you get what I'm saying, all right?
Yeah, and it goes back to that thing we were talking about the innocence. Because I was thinking of Kingdom Hearts 2 a little bit. Trailer. Just I don't know which one. You know, like a bunch of them. You sort of like you see Organization 13. You see the Battle of 1,000 Heartless. It's all epic and Lord of the Ringsy and stuff like that.
I think the best way to describe 3, Joel, it feels grand.
No, that's actually the opposite. You know, but in a good way. It feels cartoony, but I like it.
It feels cartoonish, but in a grand way. The scale is so on point, but you're in a world just dashing at a particular place. It's so precise, but the scale is major. It manages to be cartoony in a really interesting way, in a way I haven't seen another game be like before.
Like with Sora playing around with the teacups and his keyblade turning into a hammer, you know. But it's not like an epic slice-like hammer that's jagged. It's like, no, it's a Looney Tunes hammer. It's like, da-da-da-da.
And
Stinker.
And let us talk about something that you said in the Last Jedi review, Joel. You said at the end of the Last Jedi review, what Last Jedi ultimately serves for its main purpose is for the little kids that see that movie, and it becomes their franchise. It becomes their new Star Wars.
Yeah, like the little girl I saw at the mall dressed as Rey.
Yep, this game has to do that for a new audience. This game has to be the one to pull new people in.
I don't.
It's got to
strange because it's the third one based building up of a bunch of other things.
Yes, but it has to it has to get the old people back, but it also has to create an experience for new people to enjoy. It ultimately is an evolution of Kingdom Hearts in the long run.
This is going to be a weird statement then for me to make because I feel like Kingdom Hearts 2 might have placated a lot to its older base a little too much.
Yes, I
Which is
agree.
strange because I've always complained Kingdom Hearts 2 isn't dark enough. Um, because you know how much I love the first one, just how dark it is. And, I'm not talking about like a dark in the sense of
The thing with two that I think we're trying to say, it tries to play to both a bit too much without ever landing itself on either one.
feels kind of bland. Um, and well, maybe it's not dark. It just never had stakes. That game never had stakes.
Yeah.
Or well, it tried to have stakes, but then it said it had stakes, but never felt like it had stakes. One had stakes. One felt like it always had stakes. I don't know if this will have stakes too, because it seems like a little like two in terms of let's just go to a bunch of places. Um, but here it feels more like, you know what, we're gonna do that, but we're gonna do it just for the kiddies. We're gonna show you like here, kids. It's Mike Wazowski, it's Sully, it's all your pals, all your Disney pals, and you get to be this other kid. Sora is your self-insert in a lot of ways for the
Yes.
audience, and it's sort of like, hey, you always wanted to know what it's like to hang out with Sully and Buzz and Woody and Rapunzel and Hades and Hercules. Well, here you go.
Yep.
And that's what the first game always did so well. Like, hey, you want to hang out with Aladdin? Here you go. You want to hang out with Tarzan and do some cool stuff? Well, we can do that.
This game ultimately serves, and I think the way this is, I think eventually the way the stakes end up becoming, Joel, is I think what this game has to do is similar to what Birth by Sleep did, where it eventually has to tie everything together to make it to the final battle. Everything that happens in this game has to go toward that final battle. We have to be building towards that.
I hope they are. And I think they are to a certain extent.
Yeah,
And I think I'm sorry. I'm so enamored with the environments here.
I am too.
It's like I feel the same now. Cole, how I feel with the solo trailers. Like it's not about the story. It's just the environments in the world.
Yeah.
'Cause I talked about the solo trailer and I said I'm more just enamored by just the world around us and sort of like this is what I get from Kingdom Hearts 2. Um. Oh, and we saw the Disney ride mechanic.
They're finally getting back and showing us that again after being vacant for quite a while.
And I love some of the moves we're just seeing, like
Yes.
Rapunzel swinging around a tree with her hair, and Flynn on a barrel for some reason. Again, it's very cartoony, but it works.
Yes. It's using its style in a new way. And oddly enough, Joel, it feels like this is what it's always been building towards.
I hope so. And I do want stakes. Like that's one of the things I complained about a lot. Although that first real teaser trailer, remember the earliest one in Twilight Town where we saw the new Heartless mechanic and look and stuff. And
Yeah.
I kind of hope like that kind of brings the Heartless back as sort of like a threat again.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna make another statement, Joel, and this is just based on the theme trailer where we see Riku. If I had to take a guess,
Riku dies.
no,
Oh.
I would guess that Riku will be playable, but it will be him and Mickey in the Dark Realm.
Okay, I want Kyrie to be playable. I want Kyrie to do his thing.
The reason I say that, and Kyrie may very well be playable. We don't know. And as far as we know, she has a new look too, Joel. So we don't know. We haven't seen her yet. We don't know what they're going to do with her just yet. But the reason I say that because if we've seen them in the Dark Realm already, so and if you want the Heartless to be scary again, the Dark Realm is the perfect place to do that because Joel. When I saw the secret episode of Birth by Sleep where it's Aqua fighting all the Heartless in the realm of darkness,
Is that the 2.01 or the old one with the old graphics?
the old one with the old graphics,
Okay.
but even in the 2.0.2, they have real presence and a really spooky presence at that.
Okay, I get. Oh wait, these are in verse. Sorry, I was looking at the. I think. I think what I've always liked. I know, and I'm just making this a critique of two. I think what I've always liked about the Heartless in 1 over 2 is that we start them off in the. It's technically in the heart, but in that sort of angelic place where they're like the demons that shouldn't be there.
Yeah,
And then you get more into the cartoony stuff when you go to the other worlds, because I think they're trying to. I think the idea is that they're trying to more inhabit those areas, blend in,
yeah,
although not very
yep.
well. So, in that sense, I'm okay with them looking kind of cartoony in the Disney worlds, but I want there to be areas where they're threatening again. Like they're
And I
supposed
think, and
to.
like I said, I think in the Dark Realm, Joel, I think you're going to get exactly that.
I guess that's like the first. I wouldn't mind if that was like the first mission. Then it kind of remind you, hey, these guys are supposed to be scary. Um,
Yeah, because Joel, when I saw that secret episode in the Dark Realm, I thought to myself, "Oh yeah, these Heartless are supposed to be. They're supposed to be scary,
and,
or they at least they can be." Especially with that Heartless boss in the Birth by Sleep secret episode, where you see that fans always dubbed it Red Eye because it was in the darkness with those dark red eyes, and it just charges at Aqua, just trying to maul her.
yeah, definitely. Still haven't seen a lot of nobodies. Well, in terms of like Dusk and what have you.
I imagine we're gonna see. I don't. I imagine the Heartless are going to be the main threat with the Unversed
I like
and
the way they look. I
nobody's.
like the way the Heartless are spawning. By the
Yes,
way, they seem very horde like here.
yes,
And a lot of I'm gonna make this another bold statement, Cole. I think in a lot of ways, maybe in Nomura's head, this is what Kingdom Hearts was always supposed to be.
yes,
Like if Kingdom Hearts was a real place or like a place with a budget, or what people when he writes this in his head, this is what the world to him always looked like.
yes. I agree.
This vibrant, live looking place instead of sometimes movie sets.
Yeah,
So in a lot of ways we had the same mindset there. Um, okay, let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about like the last big story thing because a lot of it's just gameplay.
yeah.
Let's talk about that Vanitas scene. So it's Vanitas confronts Sora. He has and he's talking about Ventus. Apparently, Sora knows who Vanitas is already by this point.
Which
And
is which is strange in a way because I never
to be
because
fair,
I
this could be their second encounter.
it could be.
And I like how Vanitas is like clothing in. He's like almost about to touch Sora's face. It's kind of creepy. And then Sora just kind
Yeah,
of smacks him.
brushes and tries to brush him off. I
Um,
should also like to mention, Joel, I like the thematic implications of Slora being in a monster form when Vanitas touches him.
that is kind of cool. I wonder if that was intentional. I can never tell with Kingdom Hearts sometimes.
I can't tell, but nevertheless, it's a really nice added touch, and it seems like a really, really good way to start their encounter off.
If that's their first meeting, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
Hey, it's like the Hunchback song. What makes the monster and what makes the man?
yep,
Who is the monster? Who's the man here? And we all know who's who.
yeah.
Oh, by the way, just a quick gameplay thing. Sora, what are you doing tossing Mike around like a bowling ball? I don't think he appreciates that. Um, well, actually, no. Yeah. Like, actually, if Vanitas' first encounter is in Monster World, that kind of does have a nice thematic
Yeah.
thing to go with for it because Vanitas is a monster, and yet Sora is friends with the actual living monsters,
Yep.
who are nice and
It's
trying to
also
protect the human.
it's also interesting that when Sora meets Xemnas and Ansem again for the first time since Dream Drop Distance, he meets them at Twilight Town,
Oh my!
where a lot of the events surrounding their encounter, especially with Roxas, really comes from. And there's a lot of really interesting placements here. I think a lot of these are intentional in the way we're seeing them.
Oh my gosh!
And,
Like somebody, the guy I sent you, Tom64, he made a joke about this. He's like, how does Master Zan organize this? Like, we need to go to Monster World because you're scary. Young me, go to Toyland because you're young. Marluxia, go to Rapunzel's World because you're pretty. Um,
I should also like to. I also like the thematic implications of young Xehanort being in the toy world, where he kind of sees everything else as pawns around him.
Oh my gosh, Cole, maybe this is all intentional. Maybe they're finally putting a little more thought into these worlds.
I think they have to be. I think what Joel and I are ultimately trying to get at with this video, they are really trying to get us to have an opinion about Kingdom Hearts, a more concise opinion about it, a more loving opinion of it than maybe some people have had. They're busting out all the chops to make this work.
Which is nice because I had a friend of mine. We've talked about Kingdom Hearts 2 and the episodic nature of those worlds, and he was talking. I talked to you about this on Facebook a couple times. How, in his mind, the worlds in Kingdom Hearts 2 were always supposed to reflect certain moral lessons,
Yes.
which I've never seen myself. Then again, that's never been my forte.
Right.
Sort of those deep moral quandaries. I've just never been into that thing kind of thinking. It's not my thing. I'm not a philosopher. But I've always never felt it never worked. Maybe they're writing it better where I can see it more, or
Yeah.
I
Or at
don't know
least
about
they're
two.
placing it. At least they're placing it better with characters that we have notions about, with characters that we can understand why they would be here and why they would show up now. There is
Well, I
some.
mean, I've
There's.
seen people complain a bit about like, Kingdom Hearts never killed anybody. They keep bringing back and recycling, and really.
Well, I think Joel. Regardless of what we think, I think I I can't. I don't know how the final battle in this game is going to take off. I can't for the life of me imagine what that final battle is going to look like.
Right, but I do hope and I do really like if they are putting thoughts into who the villain. Here's something strange actually. We don't see any of the Disney villains. Well, I mean, when like we don't even see the world villains. Like, where's
Yeah,
Randall? Where's Mother Gothel? Where's I mean, I guess Sid and Zurg um from Toy Story.
yeah.
I don't know if Zurg's a boss or not. It's always Vanitas. It's young Master Xehanort. Is it sort of like we're gonna give up on the idea of having a Disney villain and an organization villain, and instead we're just going to use the organization villain, put them in the world that they probably best are suited for?
That might be the mindset they're going for. We may see a mix of both, Joel.
I mean,
We
we know
may see.
Maleficent and Pete are doing their thing. We
We
do
know
see
they're
Hades.
still. We see Hades. They're still. So they're still here. It's just what role they're going to play. And like I said, we can't really say that much about it right now because it's just information Joel and I don't have.
Well, actually, I could actually make a guess that Olympus Coliseum is the first world.
Oh,
On
we know that. We know it's the first world.
Because that's where Sora's going, and he's still in his two clothes.
Yes.
So my guess,
We know that's the first world because at the end of the 0.2 fragmentary passage thing in the 2.9, 2.8, 2. Whatever, that's where Sora is headed.
my my what was I talking about? Um, sorry, I lost my train of thought. My prediction is, maybe two is not two. So I'm sorry, I don't know. I brain farted here.
We were
Maybe
talking
Olympus
about
Olympus
yeah.
Coliseum is sort of like we're going to do the we're gonna just keep the stakes a little small. Like, oh, Maleficent and Pete, they're up to no good. Hades is gonna help them, and then from there we're gonna go to the more bigger stuff.
Yes, I imagine that's how Nomura is going to structure this.
Sorry, right? Brain fart. Fart.
I would imagine that's what we're going to get here. I imagine the more worlds we go to, the more we're going to see different. We're going to see the stakes increase a bit because that's when we're going to see Xehanort really start to mess with the strings, and things are going to get a lot harder. And Joel, I'm going to say something else too. With all the amazing stuff Sora is going to be able to do, there has got to be a lot of challenges in this game. There has to be things that are difficult. There has to be things where we see Sora struggle.
Oh, I hope so. That was always my big complaint.
There
Two.
has to be that here.
And I think there might be Cole, especially with that Vanitas thing. He's not struggling, but it's definitely Vanitas is kind of doing the Sith thing of the dark side is your ally. I mean, maybe he's not really. I mean, he's not really doing that, but it's
Well,
kind of
at least he's getting under Sora's skin.
Sora's kind of got a freaked out look, like dangerous touch territory,
Yeah.
kiddo. I hope Vanitas takes off that mask. I just want to see Sora look at his evil twin and just.
I imagine we'll see him take off his
I'm
mask.
not fine with the mask off. I want to see the spray. I love seeing Sora just give an evil grin.
I imagine well, I imagine they're keeping him masked for a reason. Maybe he'll look more like Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora. That would be interesting.
Maybe he looks like Riku now. I don't know.
Maybe he looks like Ventus again. Who knows?
That'd be interesting. I hope not. I like evil Sora. That's kind of that's the reason I like this character. I think.
He still is evil Sora, Joel. You get that from the trailer.
Well, no, but I want to see the face.
You'll get there.
I want to see the spiky hair and the grin, but twisted and demented.
And we'll get there. They're building that up, Joel. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, the only time Sora has seen Vanitas with his mask off is in the Dream Drop Distance world.
Right, do you think he even knew what was going on back there?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe that's why he knows Vanitas.
Yeah.
Maybe he asked somebody, like, hey, I saw a black-haired version of myself, Master Yin said, what was that all about? I will have one critique, Cole. The hair looks a little fake on Monster Sora, but maybe that's intentional.
I imagine that's probably the intention. And we have to remember, this is still pre-release, so it may look better at the release.
Maybe. I love the Goofy's monster look. It's so weird.
I still like the monster look of Sora. It looks really cool.
Oh, yeah, I like the cat-looking kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
I love how Boo just thinks Donald's Mike and just says, Mike Wazowski.
Yeah.
I hope they get a lot of the voices. I want John Goodman in Kingdom Hearts. Dang it. I want Dan Barr, Roseanne's husband in Kingdom Hearts.
Well, we got the original voice actor for Tron back, Joel, so I imagine we'll get some of these voice actors back.
Maybe we'll get Billy Crystal?
Maybe.
I don't think we got Nathan Lane.
Yeah, we definitely did get Robin Williams back for Genie, so...
No, we didn't.
Yeah, I said we didn't get him back.
Okay, good. We got less than that.
We got the one from Return of Jafar.
That's the voice of Homer Simpson, if you're interested.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man, Cole. Where can we go? Where should we go next? I'm running out of things. I felt like there would be so much to say, and
we've been going for almost an hour, Joel.
Yeah, that's true. We have been. I don't know. I feel like.
I think E3 is going to be E3 is where we're going to see. Oh yes, we have to bring this up. They have talked heavily about this, and we have to bring this up. We know the gummy ship is coming back. It was always a matter of what form it was going to take. Mm-hmm. From the way Nomura and them have described it, it's going to be more open world and explorative.
Ooh.
Which is interesting for the gummy ship because I've never understood. I still don't get what they mean by that. And they compared it very much to like Star Wars, which I'm like, that's interesting.
Heartless and TIE fighters, dun 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 dun. The gummy ship's a broken down punk of junk now.
And they're talking there's going to be even more customization than the gummy ship has ever had.
Oh joy. I've never bothered with that stuff.
That kind of stuff is actually pretty fun if you actually give it a shot, Joel. It's actually really fun.
I never know how it works. I can't figure it out for the life of me. You
have to remember I spent hours playing with the gummy ship stuff sometimes.
Wow.
Oh. So I know. Huh?
Oh no! You finish up the gummy ship. I have one more thing we could bring up.
But that's going to be very interesting to see what that stuff ends up being like, what the combat is like, what all of that is like.
Right. One more thing we should probably bring up. We talked a little about the final world and stuff, and you said to me on Facebook, Cole, you think it's Kingdom Hearts.
I think it has to be.
Do you think we'll finally get the answer? What is Kingdom Hearts?
If Nomura is smart, yes.
Something,
but this hinge. We have if the final world is Kingdom Hearts or the Keyblade Graveyard, we have to learn more about Kingdom Hearts. We may even, Joel, we may even see Xehanort succeed. We may see the other world after the light within after everyone battles within the light within Kingdom Hearts.
Well, that's a downer of an ending.
It may not be depending on how they play it.
Maybe. I don't want. I don't know. I feel like if you do that, then that means Xehanort was right, and that's some implications I don't think I want to be dealing with.
Well, it depends on what he's trying to go after, and we know that Xehanort. That's the one thing he has wanted since Birth by Sleep. He wants to see what the world after Kingdom Hearts is. That is what he's after. He has to know that. He has to know what a world beyond the battle for Kingdom Hearts is.
Maybe he'll die, and then he'll never get what he wants.
Yeah.
Oh man, these trailers! I keep watching them, Cole. It's like, it's so pretty. It's all so colorful.
Yep.
It's very colorful, actually. There's a lot of vibrant colors. I always
It's the most vibrant Kingdom Hearts has ever been.
I feel like the earlier games are starting to get a little gray.
Yeah. Well, you have to remember, Joel. Some of these games are almost 10 years old.
I mean, I don't know, but the first one's pretty colorful for its time.
Yeah. Two is colorful, all things considered.
Yeah, I mean, I know some people are a little. They miss the old art style a little bit, but
Honestly, if we were going to continue getting Kingdom Hearts games, it would have had to evolve eventually. So I'm perfectly fine with it.
I wonder where you would go after 3 if 3 is supposed to be the grand culmination of everything.
Well, we know 3 is not the end. We know there's going to be more after 3. It's just a matter of I can't say what comes after 3 until we see what the final battle of 3 gives us.
Maybe a new universe.
Maybe.
Okay, I'm going to spoil Doctor Who for you a little bit. In series 5, the season pretty much ends with the Doctor. He reboots the universe because the universe is cracking or something like that. It's more interesting when you see it. I know it sounds silly, but that's kind of the Doctor Who's MO.
Gotcha.
Especially after a lot of like the entire showrunners run up, just like time has changed drastically because of the Great War, stuff like that. Actually,
Right.
no. Maybe it's more like the Time War happens. Well, either way, it's sort of like maybe Sora reboots the Kingdom Hearts universe and sort of like everything's different, yet some things are now the same. Everybody,
Yeah.
but yet Mickey and friends remember the past universe, so now it's sort of like we get to explore it all over again and see what changed.
Yep. Maybe.
I mean, we had time travel, so let's go nuts here.
Yep.
Oh man, so you think we should start wrapping up, Cole? Can't think of anything else to say?
I think we've covered this in a pretty good amount of time.
Well,
Joel.
let me ask you this question then, Cole. For a little, how did you feel about Kingdom Hearts before these trailers? How do you feel about it now? Let's get your inner emotions here, Cole. Go.
Originally, before I watched these trailers, I was worried. I was worried Nomura was going to start falling into the 15 antics again. I was worried we were going to stretch this on for too long to where the hype for Kingdom Hearts 3 just died, to where we didn't get the feeling that we got from these trailers. These trailers helped me to understand. I think Nomura is going to go out guns blazing. I think he's going to give us something special.
Yeah, I think he might have revived the franchise in a little bit here.
Yeah.
I think also that it doesn't matter. Like it says, don't think twice. Don't think about it. Don't think about the story. Don't think objectively for once. Just stop. It sounds weird. I sound horrible saying this. Who cares if it's convoluted? Who cares if it doesn't make sense?
If it's a good game, then I'll call it a good game,
Who
and I will enjoy it as such.
This is going to be a ride. This is going to.
It's going to be an experience.
It might just be on the superficial level of here's all your pals, but is that necessarily a bad thing?
Yep. And guys, for any of you watching us, you have to remember, Joel has been on this for a while. I've been with Kingdom Hearts for probably close to 15 years of my life.
I've probably been that too, Cole.
A lot of time. I've spent a lot of time with the series. I've been with it since 1. ever since one, I have been watching this series grow, change, and become something I never knew it could. So seeing this again and it continue to change and become even more vibrant than I've ever seen, I don't want to get sappy, but it's inspiring.
It's inspiring, especially how I feel like we've been through a bit of a lull dark age for a couple of years.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe that's a little over dramatic, but those side games haven't been pushing many. Well, I mean, Birth by Sleep kind of did.
yeah. We haven't seen them push many boundaries with the last few games. Some of them have been playing it safe. Some of them have been good, but
Some of them have
just
added time
that.
travel.
Yeah,
Uh, I would say, sorry, eating. The post Kingdom Hearts 2 games has sort of been like Birth by Sleep, probably the best.
yeah.
Then maybe Days.
Then days,
That's
then
that's kind of just a meh game though. It's a safe story. Doesn't really tell you much.
yeah.
And then
I still say Days is probably has the better story of the ones after it. I like Birth by Sleep better. I just think Days has a better story because it's a bit more emotional. But the problem with Days is inevitably Dream Drop Distance happens and makes a lot of it feel pointless. But that's a topic for another time.
Real Dream Drop Distance, sadly, the one fallback of Kingdom Hearts 3, I guess, if we to get a little critical, we've been positive, but let's get into some negatives just for a little bit. It's sort of like we defeated all you guys, and now you're just all back.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, we didn't really defeat them. They're just back in a different place.
with time travel.
Yep.
Um, but I don't know. I just don't care about the story anymore, Cole. The story doesn't have to be good. I think I'll like it no matter what.
I think I will too.
Yeah, and judging by the trailer, it still got that charm of the story. It's like it's
Yep.
it's like, oh look, Kinosor knows he's Mike Wazowski. It's like
Yep.
I don't know, Cole. It's a superficial thing, but it's like I like
But
it.
it gives me a happy feeling that's hard to come by in this day and age. And anytime a game can make me feel that, I can't really say much else other than that.
Yeah, if Kingdom Hearts loses that charm, then it's done.
If Kingdom Hearts gets to the day where I feel no joy playing it, I will stop playing it. Until that day comes, I will continue playing it.
Right, like the first game had the charm, the charm, and it did a really good job with the story. I think that actually that no, that one guy's I like big thing about the first game. It's like it had a charm, it had a feel to it, and I don't think the other games until maybe now have recaptured that.
Yep.
I think this is the one that finally might recapture the charm.
Yep.
And with that, folks, that was our discussion on the Kingdom Hearts 3 D23 trailers and song trailer. Hopefully, this scene comes into English soon so I can hear all the dub voices, the dubs of these characters soon, because I want to, I want to hope that Haley Joel Osment still has the chops to do this. I hope
Yep.
they put as much effort into the dub as they are putting into the actual voices right now. And I hope this game is good. And by the looks of things, it really might be good.
Yep.
Oh, this was the game I was getting worried too, Cole.
Yep. Honestly was too.
So with that, folks, until next time, keep it simple and clean, and don't think twice. See ya.